Black and white works well here. See, they can't even see us. Hi, welcome to Comic Talk.
And I stole the cookies from the cookie jar.
What?
Who, me? Yes, me.
Okay, well, I'm Josh.
You don't know that song?
I guess not.
There's kids in your house and you don't know the cookie jar thing?
I don't know
It's
lyrics.
like, this person stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
No, I
Me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Then you go on to the next person.
Are you sure that that's a real thing?
It's a real thing. Swear to God.
Okay, well, it's probably appropriate because this is a review of something kind of for kids. Adventure Time.
It's for me, I'll tell you that much.
This is volume 1, so this collects issues number 1 through number 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
There's a shitload of variant covers in the back, which is
There's
cool.
a lot of variant covers with this. This was written by North. Wait, what's his first name?
Peter.
It's not Peter North.
Ryan.
Ryan, that's right. Ryan North with Praline and Lamb on the illustration. Are these the same people that are in charge of like doing the illustration on the show itself?
No, and that's the awesome thing about it. Like, this feels so close to the show, but it's different people, you know. And I think it even says, like, on the back of here, Boom Studios has created a strong track record when it comes to adaptations, but none have captured the tone and visual style of the source material as completely as Adventure Time. And that's from the Onion AV Club.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. So full disclosure, whatever, that's a stupid way to put it, but are you a fan of Adventure Time?
The show?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, so you've watched quite a bit of it?
Yeah, like seasons of it, which is
I see.
ridiculous because
Okay.
50 fucking episodes because they're all 15 minutes long.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, my main exposure to Adventure Time was the pilot back before Cartoon Network picked it up. It was kind of making the rounds on the internet. I loved it. I remember hearing like, oh, Cartoon Network picked up Adventure Time. That's cool. I think I watched maybe an episode or two more past that, but I'm not like a big Adventure Time person, so I'm coming from the other side of this, basically.
Well, that's interesting. So, what did you think?
It was pretty good. I mean, I know the series well enough to have all the voices, to understand the tone. So I knew what I was getting into going into it. And I think it delivers pretty well on what you're expecting, right? Like you get pretty much exactly what you think you would get from it.
I liked it quite a bit. It's very funny. It's, very goofy and like appropriate parts. You get quite a bit of like pretty clever humor, which is nice. The whole thing feels very like, I guess, moral in certain ways. Finn will like criticize something that Jake does, and he's like, "Man, thank you for being honest with me about that and stuff."
Right.
It's great.
Yeah, Ryan North really nails the tone, and I would almost say he takes it just a tiny bit further than what I've seen on the show. Like,
yeah, I would say the comic's a little bit funnier than the show.
Yeah, but of course you have to rely just a little bit more on the writing itself. You can't quite rely on the visual puns as much because it's panel by panel, it's static images.
Sure.
Most of the panel work and all of that is pretty simplistic. It's supposed to be something that a kid can read through and follow. So in that regard, you're going to get what you expect in how it looks. It looks like Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's not super avant-garde.
And really obvious, pretty simple paneling.
That being said, I think they made good use of the medium itself.
I think so, yeah.
We get these like skinny little panels at the bottom sometimes.
Yeah.
That's, just different cute little things. And then there's like a lot of, tiny little narration written down there that's like, a step apart from things. And
Right, yeah, this is the same guy that's writing Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And we see the same notations at the bottom that we see in Unbeatable Squirrel Girl that I loved. When we did the review of that, which I'll stick up there because it's the same writer, we talked about how much we liked those and how much they actually added to it. So now we see where it came from. Like, he did it first here, which is pretty cool. I like that that carried over because it's one of my favorite things about this.
Like, it seems like he understands like the headspace of these characters like as much as the person that wrote the show, which is awesome. Like BMO's always been one of my favorite characters because he's so fucking weird. Like, he's just this little robot that like, and this like wants to be really good at karate, you know, but he can't because he's just like a little Game Boy thing. But he gets really good at like what they call them battle burns. So he's like trying to teach Finn and Jake the battle burns, and like they're just not quite getting it because they can't just be mean like that. I really like that whole sequence. And I really like how too, like, and you get this a little bit in the show too, but there's just all these like tiny little things that seem irrelevant, but then they like tie in, you know, for the most part. But then every once in a while you get this like, what the fuck kind of scene, and that one goes nowhere. Like, you never get any explanation on that or like extra anything ever, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
here's this little thing you'll never learn more about that's very like intriguing.
Throwaways. They do a lot of throwaway humor, which they do a little bit on the show, but he really pushes that in this. There's a lot of throwaways.
Yeah.
So on the other side of that, I didn't love this.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think you did.
It was pretty good, but it is the kind of thing. I read like an issue of this to the kids, and they enjoyed it, and really it's kind of that sort of thing. It's pretty good, but it also feels a little, I don't know, just simplistic. Like it's not. You don't come out the other end of this feeling like you've gained anything out of it. It's just kind of fun, light reading. And I think part of it, to be honest, is I've been reading Sandman.
Yeah, okay. So the contrast to this is just,
So I sat and I was reading Sandman, and then I said, well, you know what, I need to get Adventure Time read. So I pull out Adventure Time and read that, and then go back to Sandman. So going back and forth between Neil Gaiman and then Finn and Jake is a little weird. So that's really why. Which is, but what I want to say is, you need to be in the mood to read Adventure Time.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for Adventure Time, this fucking nails it. Right?
Yeah. And again, like, a lot of times it's better than the show. So if you're a fan of the show, like, you will 100% definitely be a fan of this. I think also we've kind of been spoiled by I Hate Fairyland, just because it's like this, but turned up that extra, like, the adultness degree a little bit.
Right.
This really gives me that, like, old school adult cartoon. And it's weird to say old school because it doesn't seem like that long ago, but like home movies and stuff like that, where it's like, you know, the humor's like maybe slightly adult in parts, but, you know, you could still stick a kid in front of the TV and they'd just be fine.
Right.
You know?
Right. A lot of the humor is layered in to kind of the undercurrent of the thing, where it easy for a kid to completely miss a lot of what's going on and just get the easy jokes and really not catch most of the undercurrents that you're getting.
Right.
I do have a big gripe about the trade.
Okay.
And that gripe is that the trade does not have the backups that were in the single issues. There were multiple backups at the end of each single issue that this is collecting that they just didn't put in here, that were written and drawn by different people. They had completely different feels. Some of them, there would be like a 1-pager and then a 2 or 3-pager. And some of them were awful. Like, really bad. I skipped when I got halfway through some of them. But some of them were really funny and really could have been in here, and it would have been nice. So
yeah, it feels like they had the space for it, because I mean they put like a ton of variants at the end, so
right.
It seems like that would be a more appropriate thing to put at the end rather than variants, but maybe putting the variants at the end encourages people to collect and shit.
Right. Seems weird though to me to like cut some of the material that was in the original issues. So that, I don't know why they did that. I feel like you reading it this way, you missed out on a little bit.
Yeah.
But aside from that...
Maybe we just have to put it on the pull list. And then...
Aside from that, though, is that really where we're coming? I think that's our... What is the word I'm looking for? Our summary here, really, or whatever, is that this nails the show. It's as good or funnier than anything you'll see on the show. So, like, for anybody that loves the show and loves comics, this is an obvious...
Yeah,
gift,
or even
right?
if you love the show and you don't love comics and you're just looking for a little extra something, like this is your
This might
way to go about it.
And this also might turn you into a comics fan because it does play, like you said, it plays in the medium well.
Mm-hmm.
It uses the advantages of the medium to do some stuff that you couldn't quite do, I don't think, on the show.
Yeah,
not as effectively.
It's super accessible, and I would say it's like the show in that if you don't start from the beginning of the season, there's going to be little things that you miss along the way. But none of them really like hinder your enjoyment of it ever. Like I feel like I probably skipped like the first issue of this trade and just started reading it and picked up most of the pieces. And yeah, I mean, I would be deprived of the humor of the first issue or whatever. But this isn't something like, you don't feel obligated to go out and seek out issue 1 and stuff and catch up to current whatever. Like, just go out and fucking, if they have a trade, cool, buy it. If not, get the newest issue and whatever the back stock is before that.
Right. And
you'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
There's not much to do about fucking Adventure Time.
Yeah. So that's really the long and the short of it. You read it if you like Adventure Time. If you don't like Adventure Time, you won't like this because it's just like Adventure Time.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Do you have anything else you want to say about this before we bid these folks adieu? Is that a thing that you do? Do you bid folks adieu? You do,
yes,
right?
You do.
You do bid adieu? Okay.
You do bid adieu. You do bid adieu.
So anything else? I don't have anything else.
No, I got nothing else. It's good. I like it. I like the show. I like the comic.
Cool. Well, there you go. This has been our trade review. And you can check back with this every single Monday. We talk about a different trade. It's always comic books. That's about it. Other than that, we talk about the industry a little bit here and there. Mm-hmm. We also go back and talk about like bargain bin stuff, which I think we're going to have a couple of those coming up in the next month or two. That's kind of been on the back burner for a little while. We're going to try to get back into that because we think there's just tons of great comics that nobody buys. Mm-hmm. They're just sitting around. You can get them for like $1 an issue.
And there's some that I think may be great that could turn out to be terrible, but we can investigate that and then let these people know.
Right. So, we haven't...
Let us lose $30 on your behalf, maybe.
We haven't really done a review on things that are bad. Maybe we...
They've come up in the pull list.
Sure, but we've never dedicated a Monday
fucking
to
X-Men.
Yeah, but we've never dedicated a Monday to like bad stuff. Like maybe we should do. People who are still watching us.
What do you think sucks?
Well, not just that, but should we talk about some things that we don't like and why we don't like them, or like is negativity crap? Like should we?
Dude, the Chief Keef song is pretty popular, and it's called "I Don't Like."
Oh. Okay, well, based on that. Clearly.
Jeff Johns comics, that's the shit I don't like. Don't like.
Yeah, should we read like we should do a review of the first volume of Justice League from the
Oh God.
But that would require us to read all the way through it.
And fucking give them money. If we can find it used, I'll be down to do it. I'm not gonna buy a new copy of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We should do that. Should we do that? Should we read that? I wonder if any of these people like that. Surely not. I can't imagine that they do. Maybe they're like masochistically read it.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause it's Justice League and you have to read Justice League. Not me, man. I made it like 2 issues in.
Yeah. I didn't even try it.
It was bad, man. It's so bad. All right. So anyway, check us out Mondays, Thursdays. We do a poll list review every Thursday where we talk about what we read that week, what we like and don't like. Usually it's like. Sometimes it's don't like. Like us.
What are you pointing my shit for, dude? That's weird.
That is weird. You point. Do the pointing. Like us, and then subscribe to us. Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting like right there, probably. Right?
Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, and what was the other one?
Tumblr.
Tumblr. Yeah. We're tumbling now.
Tumblr.
Every day I'm tumbling.
Yeah, and other things too. Just follow us.
Enough references. Bye.